But Tantra Without Borders is the movement which uses tantric principles to help the world. And the principles of totality, the principles of union of opposites, the principle that everything is interconnected, the principle of total peace between feminine and masculine energy, the principle that a woman can play the part of the mother, not only to the man, but also to the earth. And we even do meditations, earth as my daughter. And it's a different step of initiation. And knowing that this feminine energy can help the man who's always been seeking immortality, doing everything possible to fight this nature, to overcome this nature, to overcome mortality, to help this man come at peace with himself. And on one hand, surrender to Kali, surrender to time, surrender to what is, but on the other hand, at the same time, keep his purpose. And that is not an easy task. But we try to bring that together in this movement. In terms of specific projects, there are 2 projects right now that we're working on. One project is called Planetary Kundalini. And the idea of this project is that a lot of things are happening right now on the face of Earth. Earthquakes, volcanoes, all kinds of calamities. And some people think that it's the Kundalini of Earth that's being shaken. That Kundalini has to be going through people already because we are passing into the new dimension, which is another very rich subject. And that since it's not going through people, the Earth is erupting. It's out of balance, something is happening, it's erupting. And so this practice includes, once if something happens, people get together as a group and they do a tantric practice together with the woman who has the most Shakti in the middle of the circle. And the woman who has the most Shakti is the woman who connects to Earth through her feet in the easiest way. So she can connect to any kind of vibration from the Earth, and she can pass that vibration. She would serve as a tuning fork for the group. And of course the group has to have some kind of either Tantra experience or energy work experience, or just be very sensitive to really take it into themselves. And the intent, which is the only tool we have in other planes, the intent, the focus, is to relieve the Earth from this extra tension, from this energy. And at the same time, you're letting this energy go through you, which is a very cleansing experience. Now people, when they come to the group, they bring the money for the practice, and all the money goes to the disaster. So this way we also donate on every level. And this is the project of Planetary Kundalini. We have another project which is which utilizes tantric principles but goes a little bit broader than pure tantra. Although tantra includes everything, so I don't know what could be broader than that. And it's a project of a broken heart. It's a very simple idea, and I'm very surprised actually that nobody came up with this idea. But it is twofold. One is establishment of a broken heart retreat at the place that we're now building, which is called Galiana, which is going to be a tantric retreat between New York and Boston. The broken heart retreat will be available for people who just were separated from their loved one and who are going through a very difficult period. And if you've ever been in this situation, you would know that sometimes there is a loss of self on a significant level. We're talking about a lot of codependency, and sometimes the same environment, like friends and apartment, can be very daunting and not necessarily helpful for recovery. And sometimes the person really doesn't know where to turn, and friends don't want to spend hours on the phone any longer. And it would be very important for people to know that there is a place where they can go and go through a retreat which is specifically focused on that. And this retreat would have tantric practice as well as different other kinds of practice which would help people get rid of love addiction, dependency, and find themselves in a supportive environment and rebuild themselves. And you know sometimes how when somebody has left you, you might go to different places where you see couples, and that can be very painful. So within this retreat you would know that there are specific conditions. Let's say you will not be allowed to use your phone, to completely be restrained from the urge to call him or her. And you can be reborn on different levels. It's also sometimes for a woman very important to get support of women, and for a man to be in a man's work, man's group. And so this other project. It will also include Broken Heart Hotline, and this is something which we're doing on international level in Europe and in America. And that will include a network of volunteers who donate 2-3 hours of their time per month and use the resources of all different kinds that we put together and methodology that we put together, and talk to people who need to talk to somebody. And it also feels that the world would be a more joyful place if people knew that in case something happens, there's somewhere to turn. So this is another project of Tantra Without Borders.